just you insane in the mind. You cowards way out of line. Money talk, boy, you wasting my time. You don't wanna put the work in, you just wanna taste of the shine. Real talk, so it's hard to trust. I'm in it for the long ride, like I drive a chartered bus. Scars and blood from the deadly bars I bust. And all we trust, the army body bombs or bust. Log about it, naysayer, you can hardly doubt it. Who's the best, who's the worst? We can argue hours. Running through soldier.
Damn, I do some cool shit, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro.
This is actually an intervention, Trey. We're trying to level you up real quick. So,
I'm so angry. I'm so angry.
No more pounce. No more lariats. No more Ron.
I'm so angry.
Look, all right, hold on. Look, because this is a super unofficial way to start. You have a better Ron Simmons spinebuster than me. I will say this on record. You have a better Ron Simmons spinebuster than me, which is of the things that we both do. I will normally defer that to you. I don't even. The only time I'll do it if we're on the same show is if you're not doing it, because yours is better than mine.
I'll take that.
I'll take that. Yours looks way better than mine. I'm not sure how you do it. And like that one that was in the clips on Lucky, it's the best one I've ever done. And that's all Lucky Ali. That was not me.
Like, yours don't look bad. It looks like
they look very safe.
Pro chaos.
Yeah. they look like they don't hurt that bad. Which is a problem.
Oh, hey Dan, how you doing?
welcome to Live Laugh Lariat. If you're watching this, if you go back and you see the clip of you running Jay Malachi into the thing, you can see me behind you, stoned out of my mind, amazed at what is going on. So this is Live Laugh Lariat. We have our special guest returning, Bojack. But I'd also like to announce Trey Havoc is joining Bad Pants Media as a Live Laugh Lariat co-host. He has done a lot of the rundowns, and he's done great. And I think more people need to know how great Trey Havoc is.
Trey is also a member of the Goon Squad. Yeah, that's why I slid over to grab this, because I just had it sitting next to me.
I would slide over to grab my bandana, but it's not here.
Speaking of the Goon Squad, before we start, where can everybody find you? I think you are the person that has the most places that people can find you. Like your link is fucking full of shit.
Yeah, so people need to take advantage of social media more. You could find me so many different places. You can find me on Facebook at Bojack Official. You can find me on Twitter at Bojack Official. You can find me on Instagram at Bojack Official IG. You can find me on TikTok at Bojack Official TT. You can find me on YouTube at Bojack Official. You can also find me on YouTube at Dreadlock Media. That's where I upload all my gaming stuff, or just like my I make highlight videos and entrance videos and all that jazz for people. You can find me there. I do a lot of stuff with Goon Squad. You can find us at Goon Squad PW on Twitter. You can find me at Dreadlocked on Twitch. I'm all over the place.
I do have one question, and when are people going to be able to follow you on OnlyFans?
See, so here's the thing. If people want to follow me on the BonelyFans, I just said before we hit record, I said I'm constantly pushing content. All right. So if I see that the demand is there, I would at least be open to consideration. All right. So if y'all want the OnlyFans to be a thing, y'all gotta let me know that that's what y'all want.
I'm hoping that that's happening, right? That's in circulation, like right now.
Yeah, we're actually live. OnlyFans, that's a shirt that needs to happen.
I was just about to say there's not a OnlyFans shirt yet, but there is a certified Bojack shirt.
Okay.
that you can get at bojackmerch.com. Made it as simple as possible as bojackmerch.com.
And there will be a OnlyFans by the time this is up, if I have anything to say about it.
Oh yeah, no, but between you and like all the people that we all collectively know that do that type of stuff, there'll be a OnlyFans shirt super quick. Yeah.
So we're starting off this episode with a segment that I'm calling Daniel's Detours, and throughout the week I scroll social media, and these are just videos that I think are cool or funny and that I think more people should need to know. So we're going to watch like 3 minutes of just solid clips.
Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
All right, so these range in what they are. So we'll just hop into it.
3, 2,
This is just
1.
like cool as shit. Like as a kid, fucking life-size this strap.
I was like, this is just what we would picture, like in our head.
Yeah. When somebody asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, this is what I was thinking.
I want to drive a life-size Hot Wheels car.
I just want to be wrestling. I don't.
There are people screaming like the Beatles are in concert. Wild.
Insane. Hell yeah.
Damn right.
Where's the first video? I don't know how much longer. Okay, here we go. This is a world record for most ping pong balls bounced off of the wall with your mouth.
Hey, what that mouth do though?
Right?
So you remember that comment I made about Tenchi on Saturday?
That's wild to say while this video was playing. That's so wild without context, but yeah.
It's proper context, I think.
Not even gonna give the context. That's just it, yeah.
Bruh.
Bro.
No.
Yeah, now we scrapping.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at these fucking dolphins.
Ugh.
Show it off.
It's like motocross. Of course. I'm intrigued and scared.
So, fun fact, I thought about getting gear like this.
Really?
No. It's a lot. But now I feel like I should have.
I don't know. This dude's pretty fucking.
The gifts are dangerous. Golly.
Talk about being born in the wrong body.
You know what? He's like fully committing to it, and I can really
He is.
appreciate that.
Also, is that TV from like 2001? There's so many things going on in this that are confusing.
I think that's like a prime bottle collection over his.
It is definitely a prime
his
bottle
right
collection.
shoulder. There's so much happening.
This has been Daniel's Detours.
Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
That was great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely beautiful.
I think the ping pong was the most intriguing for me, mostly because there has to be a backstory there.
How do you train for that?
That's touchy. I don't know.
That's insane that you keep saying that. I was going to go on record and say Tenchi, to my knowledge, has never repeatedly shot a ping pong ball at a wall and then caught it back in his mouth. Now, I'm not going to give any more context than that, but I can at least give that context.
I will say, I really wanted to go to that car meet.
We at Trey. Don't do this to me.
Tenchi X and Dylan Crossley, the only guests that have ever asked to re-record their podcast because it was too silly. So somewhere out there, it's been deleted out of anonymity for them, but it might exist. But yeah, they messaged me and they're like, "Hey, we realized that might not get us any bookings, so can we do it again?"
Nah, I'd be as one and done.
See, that's the dangerous thing about content creation and having a camera on you all the time.
Yeah.
Is you get after a while you get real comfortable and you kind of forget that it's there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've said some things that luckily there's editing and I don't do anything live, so I've had to like take some things back, like on we had Jordan Hold on, and so speaking of OnlyFans, we were reached out to for our Bidet Boys podcast. Somebody wanted us to do foot stuff on film for them while they did something else, and that didn't make the podcast. But I told the whole story. But yeah, so
that's the difference is I do a lot of my stuff live,
yeah.
So I just have to be very careful about getting clipped is how we phrase it.
It's so like I think if somebody was actively trying, we would all be fucked.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much stuff that myself and people that I've streamed with have said that most of the time, if you put the context in, it's still kind of crazy, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff that if you take the context away, it's like, oh, we're fucked. We are fucked.
I'm hovering right, like well below the line of notoriety, so I'm not super worried about it. But you're up here, you're making waves, you're doing a lot of moves better than Trey Havoc, so you've got a little bit to worry about.
Hold on a second. I do a move better than Bo. That doesn't mean that all my other moves look like shit. And I won't let the narrative be spun on this podcast where I am a co-host. All right.
No, you're very talented. Like I think Trey Havoc's my favorite wrestler. I've said it. Trey Havoc, Bojack, they're right up there. It really came down to the Ron Simmons spine buster.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a dope ass move.
I meet him, so I can tell him I do it.
So it's been a while since you've been on. I'm trying to think what you were still the DCW champion, I believe, or maybe you weren't.
I think I was still DPW champion. I think I had it on camera. I think I did a lot of interviews around that time, obviously. So I don't remember the exact time frame. I think it was before I got hurt, or it might have been when I got hurt.
No, you had the brace on. You had just gotten hurt.
Okay, so then I had just lost it not too long before that, and then I had just gotten injured. That's right, I had just gotten injured. So that was like the beginning of 2023. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it was. Give me the exact date. Maybe. March 6th, 2020.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know what else happened in March of 2023?
What, Trey?
I beat Bojack for the next level pro wrestling heavyweight championship.
Oh my god. Was that before? That was after that was like one of my first matches back. Yeah, that was one of my first matches back. Yeah. Crazy. Whatever. Actually, no, wait. No. If it was in March, then it was right before I got hurt. Because I got hurt around that same time, and my first match back was in like June or July. Because I remember that was when DPW was doing like that double shot with Elevation, and then they had their own show the next day. And so
I remember that.
I wrestled Tim as my first match back at Elevation, and then the next day I had to wrestle Calvin Tankman at DPW.
I remember that.
Hell of a
Fun
first
time.
2 matches back from breaking my fucking
Right.
I just want to bring it up because in that it wasn't that show, but it was Elevation show where you kicked Sleazy E square in the face. I just want people that may have forgotten about it. It is on video. Bojack kicking a man in a wheelchair in the face.
So I just recently brought this up on a different podcast that I was on. Check out Incoherent Thoughts episode 1 on the Goon Squad YouTube. So this is a story that if you are in the area, then you've at least heard of it before. But other than that, it's kind of sort of gone under the radar. But yes, there is video of me giving a man in a wheelchair a big boot. This does exist.
Was that the one that you wrestled Jason Cade?
Yep.
I remember you telling me about this, and I called you a villain. Then I'll look you in the face and call you a villain now because you.
That's okay. I was a villain that day for sure. No qualms. I will not fight it. I will fully agree. I was a villain that day. Yes, sir.
Desperate times call for different. If you got to be heel, you got to, especially at that time, you got to.
Especially, I didn't. I didn't get a lot of opportunities to be a heel like that. Nowadays it's a little different. Most of the time I'm still a good guy in most places where I go, but I have a little bit more leeway depending on where we're at, who I'm facing, whatever, all that jazz. But that was one of those first times like in a while they're like, "Oh yeah, we want you to be a bad guy. I want you out there, heal it up, get all your heat, blah 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 blah." I was like, "Oh, I'm going the fuck in." And then Jason, I think it was Kincaid's idea. And I was like, "Nah, y'all are joking." And then he comes up, he's like, "Nah, like for real, like I'm down." I was like, "Y'all are crazy, but also I'm kind of crazy too, so let's do it."
When else are you going to get that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean,
Genuinely.
You're just sitting at home like, "Oh, I can't wait," but like, an opportunity knocks.
There was an unfortunate piece that happened before that I don't it's not as obvious on camera, but so the way it was set up, Kincaid was defending the Elevation title. So obviously I come out first, he comes out second. He then pauses everything to sing happy birthday to somebody in the crowd. And so I'm sitting here looking like a fucking idiot. Not like on him, but like if I just sit there and let the happy birthday go on and then the match just starts, I look like a fucking idiot. So they sing happy birthday. The ref was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Hold on." I grabbed the fucking mic. I was like, "Whose birthday is it?" They point to whose birthday it is. I'm striding over to their side of the ring. When I get to this side of the ring, the person whose birthday it was also in a wheelchair. But at this point, I'm fully locked in and fully
Yeah.
So I point at them and I go, "No one gives a shit about your birthday." And then the match starts. And then I also kick another wheelchair person in the face. So that was just a bad day. That was a bad day.
Bojack is ableist.
Yeah.
Bojack is ableist.
That was a bad day all around for me. Yeah.
That was a bad day for people in a wheelchair.
Honestly. Don't be in Lexington and be in a wheelchair around Bojack.
Yeah.
God, damn.
I'm a better guy now. I'm a better guy.
I don't think you are. You were one of my closest friends, Bojack, and I do not believe that you were a good person.
Listen, man. Something about that building brings out my demons. Okay.
I understand. I understand.
Symbiote Trey. It wasn't me.
Stop. The boo. The boo.
Speaking of Lexington, is that the smallest locker room that you've ever been in?
Let me think.
Mm.
Because honestly, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think that's the smallest one I've been in. It's up there for sure. I can't remember, but I've definitely been in smaller locker rooms than the Lexington one. But because like the Lexington one is small, but it's nice at least. You know, like it's a nice, small, like little compact area. And then you at least have like the outside area. I've had it before to where it's like, all right, y'all, we're locked in, and this is it. Oh, okay. Smallest locker room I've ever been in technically wasn't even like a room, but it was one of the Pro Wrestling Turbo shows that they did at some kind of like video game and comics convention. And so just the area where they had the ring and stuff sectioned off for us, they had like this much room to give us for a locker room. So we're literally like standing on top of each other, like bags are like all over the place. It's basically like, hey, if you're not about to wrestle, you need to not be in here because there just wasn't any room.
Amazing. Yeah, I definitely the smallest locker room I've been in, but I'm also not as well traveled as the two of you. So question, in a real fight, is it Trey that's gonna come out on top, or is Bojack gonna win?
Well, all right. See, here's the thing. it's who's feeling better that day, and who wants it more.
Which,
know?
as far as the wanted more, is 9 times out of 10 going to be me. All right, me.
All right, but who's feeling better that day?
I don't know. I have a bad shoulder. My back hurts. I don't get physical therapy. But I'm gonna drop kick the shit out of you.
Look, in a real answer, neither one of us are winning that fight because the other one is going to be whoever wins is going to be so fucked up that it won't even really be worth it. So
you know who will win that match? The fans.
Yeah.
I'd also like to propose something. It's going to be called I don't know, but it's bowling, where you guys throwing people into large bowling pins, and it's a competition who wins that.
So what I'm thinking is like a person, and then like 7 other people in here.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Which we both have experience doing that already.
So the thing about me and Bo is like it's weird how similar we are, both in our moveset and like our mindsets about things. Because like even if we're like in the back or whatever, and like we're like just chilling, our mindsets are so similar that we finish each other's sentences. Or somebody like it's basically like being around Callie all the time because like I can go to say something and it's the exact same thing Bo was gonna say or vice versa. So like we've just come up with the fact that we're just the same person except he has dreadlocks and I'm balding.
Glad you said it. Just kidding. You guys ever like wake up in like a cool sweat and just like like you just like connect for a second?
I'd just be like, yeah, Trey's awake right now. I have sent it literally happened today
this morning
where I saw something that I knew. I was like, Trey will think this is funny. He's either awake right now or will be awake soon. It was like 4 a.m.
4:22 in the morning.
And I sent it to him, and then a couple minutes later, he sends me back like laughing emojis. I was like, I fucking knew it.
Amazing. the event would be called BO dash Ling.
Yes.
Bowling. So
Absolutely. We'll put
Trey,
that on the OnlyFans also.
do you feel like
Famo.
you missed an opportunity by picking your name and not having it pretty much like the sheets where you can just put like SCH in front of everything and you have a catchphrase? Like Trey Day, maybe. You got that one.
So I call Bo multiple things throughout a single day. Bo will be 17 different names in 4 hours. So
But
I
see,
switch between.
that's the crazy thing is like you and Callie definitely do it the most, but y'all aren't the only people that do that. I get called so many different things because you could just take BO and put basically whatever after it and it kind of works. So I get called so many different things in a 24-hour span. It's really hard to keep up with.
What's the most
We got
good thing you've ever been called?
Trying to think of one that is safe to say. Not that there's like a ton that aren't, but all right. So so some people will call me Bojizzle, which like that doesn't bother me, but our buddy Malcolm, Tinchie's older brother, once
I love
called
Malcolm.
me the Bo Jizzler, and I said, Malcolm, I love you. Do not ever call me that ever again. I said, do not ever call me that ever again. I am so bothered that that exists now.
I think your name in one of the group chats that we have, one of the many group chats that we have, is Bo Jizzly.
See, I don't mind Bo Jizzle, but anything like that's that and then edited, that normally bothers me.
I love Bo Jizzly.
Yeah. The Bo
That's the
Jizzle
one I'm on right now.
has a nice ring to it.
The Bo Jizzler.
That's like your Godfather character. Like if you ever
Bo
were
Jizzler.
Bo Jizzler, like a fur jacket and like a cane.
I'll have a hat that's too small for my giant ass head.
The really large coat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Only call Bo Jizzly when I see that twinkle in his eye. And that twinkle in his eyes whenever he catches something from across the room. And I'm like, go get him, Bo Jizzly.
Trey, I'm gonna need you to. Trey, I'm gonna need you to stop. Trey, I need you to stop.
And I catch him and I look at him.
Trey, I'm gonna need you to relax.
Hold on. We have
Fuck.
hold on, we
Oh
have
my
just
God.
the thing for this. All right. Well, I think this is a good portion of the show. I figured since you've already been on, we've heard your story, and everybody's heard your story because you're Bojack and you're famous. And Trey wishes that he were you. Who doesn't wish that they were Bojack? But we've got a segment called "Take the Pictures," where I've stalked you on Facebook, and I've compiled some pictures, and we're gonna. I know it. Judging by the conversation we've had so far, I would be worried too. But trust me, it's fine. It's fine. So let me get this pulled up. Trey, where can everybody find you on social media?
Mr. 24K Trey on Twitter, 24K Trey on Instagram, Trey Havoc on Facebook, Trey Havoc on TikTok. I've got a Threads. I never use it.
Nobody ever uses threads.
Same. It's just there.
On Twitch, I am Trey Havoc. I don't actually like do it, but I follow people, so you might catch me in one of their chat rooms.
Check me out in the chat room. Of,
I am a co-host on I'm a co-host on Bad Pants.
Hell yeah.
oh yeah. Alrighty,
Yeah,
so we will transition. Also, if you want to check him out on X, some real wild stuff, especially during the debate. Learned a lot about Trey Havoc.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
I turn my camera on. I cut my fingers on the way. On the way.
All right, welcome to Take the Pictures, podcast within a podcast, where I have selected, I think maybe about 9 or 10 pictures, a little bit more than usual. But I figured since we've heard your story, we can just kind of focus on this for now. So we'll start off. I think we started off at the beginning of your Facebook, and we'll go from maybe not the beginning, but we have this picture here of fucking the fourth member of the Shield. Bowman Reigns.
So I love it's one of those things where I love this picture so much. Just because of everything involved in it. So it's funny to laugh at now because I can laugh at myself. But like I did really like this look for myself at the time, kind of like with the shield gear.
It's
'Cause
bad.
I just knew I didn't want to be I didn't want to just have regular ring gear. It was hot as shit and it was heavy as shit, but it looked fucking cool. So I was willing to deal with it. This was at a show that Alexander Moss did in his backyard called What Truly Matters. It was during COVID. It was like around not like the start of COVID, but right around the time when people are like, all right, you're kind of sort of safe to go outside if you mask up and stuff, but like still probably try not to do that as like, try not to do that super frequently, blah 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 blah. Um, you know, he did this as an attempt to raise awareness around a lot of stuff that was going on at the time.
Yeah.
And also just bring us together for an effort to, do something good because a lot of us, this is a huge outlet for us in so many different ways, creatively, physically, emotionally. And it's also like a big family reunion, whenever we see each other at shows. And a lot of us kind of weren't getting that opportunity. So this was a good opportunity for us to just come together in his fucking backyard and have a wrestling show. It was dope. It was really fun. That was a good day. It was hot as fuck. It was hot as fuck, but that was a good day.
Who did you wrestle?
So me and so when I first started wrestling in Firestar, I joined a group called the Diamonds of Change. That was me, Cam Carter, and Prince Simi Mutima. And I think me and Mutima were I think we were in a multi-person tag that day. I don't remember exactly. And I could probably look it up if I found it. Or probably find it if I search real quick. But I just remember like the match was probably the thing I was the least concerned about that day. I think we might have wrestled the Gymnasty Boys and some other people. Give me one sec. I might be able to find it. Ha cha cha, ha cha cha. Because I tried my best to write all my matches down. All right, 2020. Cha 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 cha.
I wanted to do way too late in the game.
I didn't even. All right, cool. I didn't even write who was in the match. I just wrote what truly matters 4-way tag. So it was
Nice, bro.
it was a 4-way tag. That's all I got. I'm pretty sure the Gymnasty Boys were in there because I remember Tim wanting to do something off of a trampoline into a pile of us. That
Of course.
that's all I remember.
About Tim.
Yeah, that definitely sounds right. Even like the smoke coming off of you in the back just looks badass.
Right, because like we didn't have a smoke machine. It's just me. That's just me.
Some dude with like the biggest vape you've ever seen, just ripping clouds.
Yeah, that was a good day.
I remember the show because I was like, damn, I wanted to be on the show.
Like that's
But it
gonna be
looked so cool.
for this segment with you, Trey.
Yeah, probably.
Book Trey Havoc more. Like if you're watching
No,
this,
genuinely, book Trey Havoc.
it's literally amazing. He deserves to be more places, and like seriously, like not only is he a great dude, he's an incredible talent in the ring.
Hell yeah.
And he's getting fucking ripped. He's in the best shape of his life. Like this is prime Trey Havoc.
And he can say he's beaten me, which like not a lot of people can say that. So
yeah,
We're 1-1. We're 1-1.
We are 1-1. If anyone wants to book the rubber match,
make sure you fucking let them. Don't
give us some fucking time.
Yeah. This next picture.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Look at
so
that.
fucking young.
So
So, all right. I don't remember. I kind of remember. So this was at something in I think New Bern called the Bacon and Brew Festival. And they had been in contact with somebody at PWF and they're like, hey, we want to give you guys some opportunities to like do some matches, blah 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 blah. And so that's me, Antonio Ace, and like a local like news guy. I was still in high school. Very obvious. I'm wearing one of my high school t-shirts. 'Cause I went to Southwest, go Stallions. I'm literally wearing one of my high school t-shirts. Let me see if I can remember what I did that day. Because that was a whole day event. We got there, like around probably 11 a.m. to set the ring up because the event started at like 1 or 2. That was a long day. But we got there, we got the ring set up. We had different spots throughout the day where we had matches. I don't remember what I did that day. Oh, I think I was in a 6-man tag. Might have been in a 6-man tag. 'Cause we had two of them, and I don't remember. I get them mixed up in my head because one year we were in a 6-man tag, and another year. Oh, okay, I remember. I had 2 matches that day, which I need to actually go in and add to this list now that I'm thinking about it. 'Cause I forgot one. I wrestled twice this day. So me and Ace had a singles match earlier that day, and then the main event was because we only had like I think we only had 6 or 7 people, so everyone wrestled twice. So everyone had a bunch of singles matches. The main event was a singles match that got interrupted by me and whoever the other heel was on the show.
Yeah.
The baby faces came out, and then it turned into 6-man tag, fucking Teddy Long SmackDown style. And then that was the main. We sent the fans home happy, as they say. But that was a fun day. I couldn't enjoy any of the brew because I was I was a child. but that was a yeah. Nah, you're picking some great ones.
you're telling me that with that face, you were a heel?
I was still wearing the shield. I was wearing the I think I had just started wearing the shield shit. So, I wasn't talking at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like my voice, obviously my voice hasn't gotten fucking that much deeper in the first place. But like, I wasn't sure. I wasn't comfortable talking at all. Just in the sense of I wasn't comfortable with my voice, but also I just wasn't sure how to be in this role of like this like big imposing guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just big monster who didn't need to talk, and I was just there hanging out.
Nah. Yeah. Also,
Uh,
Ace is jacked.
Oh yeah.
Nah, dude, he's even more jacked now, which is crazy. he's
I
not
haven't seen him
wrestling
in so
anymore.
long. Jesus Christ.
He's not even wrestling anymore. He's more jacked now.
I miss him so much.
I miss him so much. Shout out to Antonio Ace.
Please come back, Antonio Ace.
Please come back.
This next picture, I'm realizing I have the order of these all wrong. But we've got Mr. Hughes, Jack.
So
Mr. Hughes Jack is crazy.
the order might not be wrong because I might have not been wearing the shield chip back then, but either way. So this was my first gear. So again, I knew I didn't want to wear like wrestling gear. So my first set of gear was a button up shirt that I cut the sleeves off of, and I found like I think they were like jeggings. Because I wanted like jean like material, but I didn't want to actually wrestle in jeans.
Yeah.
But like you can't really tell, like when I have like the boots and the knee pads and all that other shit on, like it just looks like I just have like jean tights or whatever. Um, this was in Pennsylvania for I'm not sure what they officially. I guess you'd call it LVAC is like the company kind of. It's a lot of guys that were in Chikara. And my trainer Jakob Hammermeyer, he was a Chikara guy.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of his homies. And this was like sometime in December, it's like December 28th, I think, or something like that. Which is PWF was also running a show. They were running like the Premier Tag League that year, but this was one of my first opportunities to wrestle outside of the state. So I was like, obviously, I need to take that. So me and Jakob went up to Pennsylvania, and we were in a 6-man tag, or not a 6-man tag. We were in a scramble. It was me, Jakob, this guy that I'm giving the pounce. His name is the Whisper. Uh, there's a guy named Billy Avery who had the funniest fucking theme song because he's like, he's like kind of a smaller, like kind of like super skinny guy. Trying to think of a good example. Think kind of Spike Dudley-esque, all right? But like not with Spike Dudley attitude. Spike Dudley size, and he knows he's Spike Dudley size, and he is not trying to fight big ass motherfuckers like me. But his theme song was literally just like Billy Avery. He's coming to the ring and he's gonna wrestle really good. Billy Avery. No music, just a voice. And I was trying so hard not to fucking laugh because I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but this is so sick. And I love this so much. And then we also had I think his name was the Boar, and then there was someone else in there. And my favorite part of this match is at some point all 5 of the other competitors go to chokeslam me. So all 5 of them have me goozled. Bryce Rimsberg was our referee.
Holy shit.
And Bryce is counting for them to stop because technically they're just choking me. This is an illegal hold. Boar, being the other biggest guy in the match, grabs Bryce's hand and makes Bryce goozle me, and then I took a 6-person choke slam.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I can say I have been choke slammed by Bryce Remsburg.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, this match is dope. I have it on like a DVD. It's not even on YouTube, I don't think, but I have it on a DVD somewhere.
Upload that shit. The world needs to see.
I think I will probably do that when we are done with this.
Yo, do you want to see Boviathan?
Boviathan.
Come here.
Oh.
Look at him. His baby Bo.
Yeah, I was on my Deacon Batista shit, you know.
Cali cameo.
This next photo, I don't think we're going in order here, but
No, not at all.
Not at all now. So this was last year. I think it was last year. It might have been earlier this year. No, it was last year. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it was last
Fucking-
year. I was there.
I think it was last year because that building was dope as shit.
Oh
Yo,
yeah.
so this was for AML. This was in a
The theater.
yeah, it was in a theater that was unfortunately closing down. That
I remember
super
that.
sucked. It was last year. I'm just gonna say it was last year.
Yeah.
They announced the match and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have you wrestle Jacob Fatu, and I was like, yo, what? 'Cause, we're used to AML, like having big stars.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really at the point where I was, gonna get those guys yet because I had just sort of made the transition from being part-time future stars, part-time main roster to just main roster. So I wasn't, necessarily in a position to be getting big stars like that.
Yeah.
So this is probably one of the first times I had, I've wrestled George South, and that was really dope. The only other time I would have had anything close to that, I think, off the top of my head, was I was in a triple threat with Billy Brash, and we wrestled Lee Johnson.
Mhm.
So that was probably the only other time. And then I think after this, I ended up in a scramble with Mike Bailey in it. But I think that I had to have this match first.
Mhm.
But I just remember, I remember throughout the day, because I guess Jacob Fatu had a history of like, no showing stuff in recent times around this time period. So I just remember throughout the day, people were freaking out because he was running late. He had like
Yeah.
travel issues. People were like, oh my god, like what if he doesn't show up? Oh my god! And I was like, I mean, he's gonna show up. Like what? Like I was so relaxed.
Yeah.
Uh, earliest I've ever been dressed for anyone that knows. Earliest I'd ever been dressed because I wanted to make it super low pressure, and it's like, okay, whenever he gets here, I'm ready to rock. We're ready to go. Because we were like significantly deep on the card too. Like we were on a 8-match card. I want to say we were like 5th or 6th, something like that. So again, like for the time of me being in this company, it gives a big spot for me to be in. And again, people are like, oh, what if he doesn't show up? What if he doesn't show up? I was like, guys, he's gonna show up. And like, I don't know. If he doesn't, we'll figure it out. I was like, Diego's here. Fucking me and Diego can me and Diego can put a match together in 5 minutes. So like either way, I'm wrestling. I don't care. But I was like, he's gonna be here. And then he shows up and we call the match super quick. Fucking he called for me to kick out of his fucking BME, which I thought was crazy. I was like, look, if I could do a BME, fucking ain't nobody kicking out of this.
And that's not by choice.
I was he was very, very giving, very trusting of me. super grateful that I got the opportunity to wrestle him before he ended up getting signed. One of my favorite stories from this match is I love wrestling guys that are bigger, and whenever we get to the back, they always say it's like, dude, you're so fucking strong, because they're either they don't get lifted or they get lifted by guys who are only kind of strong, so they have to do most of the work.
Yeah.
They're not used to wrestling guys who can actually maneuver their weight some
Mhm.
type of way. So we get to the back, and I don't remember what the spot was. It might have been I think I gave him a DVD that I got him up super easy for, and then the finish was a pop up power bomb. We get to the back, and he's like, "Damn, Oos, you strong as shit." So that's another thing I can check off, is I've officially been called Oos by a real member of the family. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I was there. Such a cool venue, really cool match. To branch off of that, Donovan Dijak. Speaking of big
yeah.
matches, AML. Let's talk about
Whoo! So yep. So I'm wrestling Donovan Dijak in like 2 weeks. And I don't get nervous a lot these days, but I can say I'm a little nervous for this one. I think when the day comes, I'll be fine. I'll be ready to go. Um, but again, I'm I'm so grateful that I am being trusted to be put in a position like this. You know what I'm saying? Because I hold on, fucking back here chilling. Like I'm the fucking prestige champion. You know what I mean? And I've been me and Brian joke about it all the time. I've been very vocal about wanting this championship for so long and feeling like, I at least should be like in a conversation for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like my work is the best it's ever been. I feel like I'm the most confident I've ever been. Um, so the fact that I was finally able to win this championship and now I'm defending it against, one of the best big guys in the game right now is a lot to digest and a lot to swallow. But I know when the day comes, I'll be ready to go and I'll be ready to rock. So yeah.
yeah.
September 28th, I'll be at AML wrestling Donovan Dijak. Dijak versus Bojack. Winner gets to keep Jack in their name.
If we go back here and look at this guy, did you ever think that you would be in a situation like this? And then we'll go throughout these, and there'll be more situations. But do you ever kind of take a step back and just be like, "Holy shit, this is kind of cool."
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Because when I first started, trying to get into the business at all, I was very much a look. I don't care if in ring stuff doesn't end up being for me. I just want to be involved. So I was like, I'll just be fucking ring crew, like whatever, whatever. I didn't think I'd end up, being able to do commentary and like, all this behind the scenes stuff that I've been able to do. I was just happy to be involved.
Yeah,
So going from just wanting to be involved to getting any kind of opportunity to, doing the stuff that I'm doing now, to where people just trust me to do whatever, and I get a lot of leeway and a lot of input with the things that I do in a lot of places I go. I think that's super dope. And I definitely try my best not to take any of that stuff for granted. I always am like very appreciative anytime I you know have to anytime I get to look back and it's like, man, I've come a long fucking way.
yeah. Let's keep that journey going. Here we've got another cool
Oh
moment.
my god. Dude. Oh my I don't even know. I've definitely seen this picture, but I definitely immediately forgot that this is a picture that exists. So someone that I have thankfully been able to learn from over the years is John Davis. And I'll go ahead and say this right now. The only reason I'm at where I'm at and I have the knowledge that I do is because of the people that I've been able to come in contact with over my career. And not even just big names, like people like Patrick Scott and like Donnie Ray and like Trey and like Jakob and Colby and guys that have taken the time to give me advice about whatever or help me out if I'm not sure about how this sequence should go, or hey, I have an idea, but it's only kind of like halfway there right now. I can run it by any of these guys and they'll help me get to the finish line. John Davis is another one of those guys where he met me when I was still very young in the game. I think I met John Davis when I was like three years in, maybe four, but like definitely closer to three. And he beat the dog shit out of me in our first match. But it was a big wake up. And like I obviously he took care of me, but in a sense, he beat the dog shit out of me to a point where it kind of woke me up, and I was like, this is how a fucking big guy should be wrestling. And ever since then, he's been very good to me. Has given me lots of advice and helped steer me the right way. Given me a lot of opportunities at places that he has any kind of say. So this is a convention. This was at a convention that runs down in Florida. Is the I think it's like the Florida City Wrestling Con, I think is what it is.
River City
River City,
Wrestling.
that's what it is. Yeah, River City. Yep. And the first year that I wrestled there, who did I work? The first year I wrestled there, I wrestled some guy named I think his name was Cha Cha Gonzalez. And that was really fun. That day was more so just getting to be there and fucking low key was my agent for that day. So but thankfully I impressed, whoever enough for them to be like, yeah, we want to bring you back next year, blah 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 blah. And leading into it, John is like, yeah, I think it's gonna be me and you this year. And I was like, all right, that'll be fun. I've wrestled John 4 times before this. So I was like, this will be fucking easy, and again, like I said, I'm the most confident I've ever been
Yeah.
going into this. I was like, fuck it, yeah. Match with John Davis in front of a fun crowd, that'll be dope. And then the graphic comes out, and then it's like, okay, and now Bobby Fish is in this match too. And I was like, bro, how does this shit happen? But like, that's so sick. Because when I first started getting into indies, I was a big PWG guy. And then I kind of sort of got into Ring of Honor from being a PWG guy, and Bobby Fish was a guy that was a big part of both of those places.
Mhm.
So being able to get in the ring with someone like him, and again coming out of it, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're like super easy to call stuff with, and
Yeah.
like you're super light on everything that you give." Is like, that was the easiest one of those I've ever taken. It's like it's super uh what's the word? Not fulfilling. I guess fulfilling is the word I'll use for now. To have moments like that with guys like this. So yeah, he kicks so fucking hard, but I love it. I love it.
Awesome. We'll go to the next one here.
Oh
Another
my God.
legend, Paul London. I fucking love Paul London. Like growing up, him on SmackDown, the fucking mask and Kidman and all that shit.
So when I would play SVR 2006, I always make this joke is like, I'm a cruiserweight at heart. And what I mean by that is I have a lot of fun ideas of shit that guys way smaller than me. I'm way too big to do a lot of these ideas that I have. So I normally end up giving them to like Tenchi or Diego or like Dylan or whoever. It's like, hey, I thought of this really cool thing that I would do if I was way smaller. So whenever I'd play the video games, I was normally, Rey Mysterio, Paul London, guys like that. And again, that's one of those things where I learned that this was happening, and I had met Paul London at I think I'd met him at Restival earlier. It was the end of last year when I'd met Paul London at Restival. So I knew he was a cool dude. Um and then oh yeah, he was in Lucha Underground too. I was a big Lucha Underground guy. So again, being able to fucking wrestle someone that I played as in video games, and like I watched on TV, and I watched him. He was on my first indie show, which is a funny ass fucking story. There was a random show here in Jacksonville, and him and El Generico were teaming on it, and I didn't realize that it was him at first until like after the fact, and I had no idea who El Generico was.
Yeah.
So the fact that I got to see both of them live, and like looking back, I was like, bro, I was so fucking spoiled on that day. But Paul's a cool dude. He's super dope. It's really fun to see how some of these guys' brains work in terms of calling matches and stuff. And yeah, and the I think coming out of it, he's like, "Yeah, I'll wrestle you any day of the week." And I was like, "Bro, that's something that I'm fucking like I'm bragging to fucking everybody about." It's like Paul London told me he'll wrestle me any day of the week. What the fuck you got going on?
Paul London told me he likes my Ron Ron.
Yeah, hey, see, and I didn't give him a Ron Juan because he was better than one.
Has
Paul
there
London's great.
anybody that's like never fucking again?
Say what?
Has there ever been like somebody that you've wrestled that's been like, nah, fuck that, never again?
Just in general, or in terms of like vets?
Just like anybody that's ever was like, hey, I'm never fucking working this guy again. He's a piece of shit.
To me, no one's ever said that. I've definitely had some moments and some people that I won't name just because I don't want to give them any I don't want to give them any more platform off of me versus them having already had a match with me. But there's not a ton of guys. I normally like most people that I wrestle.
Okay.
Or I at least can be, cordial. But I normally like most people that I wrestle. But there's been at least two guys off the top of my head where I was like, I never want to wrestle them ever again. But it's not super often, thankfully.
All right. Well, Bojack, everybody loves working with Bojack, and we'll continue on this and see who is the next person that loves working with Bojack. Up.
Oh, baby.
Oh man, this is one of my favorite pictures of this year, and maybe probably ever. Um. So. When I first, I've known Krule, I'll say the person. I'll say I've known Krule the person for a while because he's been around the scene for a bit. Um. But when he started, really being cruel, like this version of cruel as a wrestler, um, I was like, holy shit, this guy's so cool.
Yeah.
And one of my first times really seeing him do it was when he wrestled Colby at DPW
Mhm.
that first time. And I always say, like watching that back, I was like, this is a pro wrestling horror movie
Oh yeah.
done to probably the most perfect degree. Just the way that Colby would hit him with shit and he would literally shake it off.
Mhm.
And like the energy in the crowd, there was like real fear and terror because this guy's a fucking monster. Um we had a match at Restival, which I thought was fun, but I was not feeling the best. I think I was definitely like, kind of sick heading into that match. That was just a long ass weekend in general. I had 3 matches that weekend. Um and that one was definitely the one I was like feeling the shittiest for. So I'm big on needing to prove myself and like prove that I don't suck.
Yeah.
I was really happy that we got to have this rematch here at PWF. Um, especially because like it was like no rules. I'm not necessarily a deathmatch guy, but I've been in a deathmatch tournament and I've done like hardcore shit before. So when I get the opportunity to fucking go on, like I'm willing to rock. Um, I also love like you can see like my fucking hand is taped up because I was still wearing my brace at the time. I didn't really stop wearing the brace until like right after this. Um, but yeah, I had my hand fucking taped up in white uh just because I was like, this is fucking street fight, bro. This is a white tape kind of match.
Yeah.
And those pants I'm wearing were the Deacon Bojack pants that I wore. I had to bust them back out. I was like, nah, this ain't a fucking tights match, bro. Get the fucking jersey on, get the fucking jeans on, we're ready to rock. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
One of the most terrifying moments of my career happened near the beginning of this match where I had one of those little wood welcome signs, like the tall one. I break it over this dude's head and it explodes to a million pieces. And he immediately shakes it off and choke slams me through a plastic table on the concrete. And, and you see me just kind of lay there. I'm just like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
He is legitimately scary. The last DCW show that he was on, I don't know if you guys saw, but Dave Dawson had to bring his daughters back there to show them that he was actually a real person and that he wasn't going to like hurt them.
Like, he's not gonna haunt
Yeah.
you when we leave the show. He's not gonna like stop us on the side of the road and fucking
Yeah.
kill us or anything. Yeah, nah.
But what if he does?
What if he does? What if he does?
I love Krule. I love Krule.
Fucking
So
love
much.
Krule.
Yeah, he's in a fucking
Great
stable with Suzuki and MLW.
I
That's
know.
insane. MLW is such like it's just an anomaly, but it's so sick.
Such a why not company. Like, and I
But
love it.
it's like, bro, it's like how, and I'm a big Kojima guy. How
Yeah.
is Satoshi Kojima a double champion in the year 2024?
Oh my god, bro. Starting on Black History Month. Let's not forget.
Damn it!
Stand
Shout
out
out,
and staying around here.
shout out to our boy Alex Kane. I know he wants a match with both of us.
Yeah.
And we both want a match with him really bad too. So
Ooh, yes.
hell yeah.
Manifest. If you're watching this, book that match.
somebody, please.
Please. Please. I need
Uh,
clout.
This next picture.
Beautiful picture.
Talk about fucking black excellence, man.
That's a beautiful ass picture.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if I was the person that should say
No,
it.
no, no. You can say it. You can say it. We appreciate the allies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was WrestleCade 2021. Yeah, WrestleCade 2021. This was my first year being a part of it. I was in. I think I was just in a battle royal this year. No. I was in a battle royal on Sunday. Friday, I defended the PWF title against JD Drake,
Damn right you
who
did.
is thank you. Another big guy that I've been lucky enough to learn from over the years. Which was super funny because I wasn't even supposed to be in the battle royal on Sunday. I just had the match with JD on Friday. Um and then I was just gonna hang out for the rest of the weekend. And then I had been doing Future Stars at the time. So then Brian hits me up and he's like, "Hey, are you like around for the whole weekend?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll probably just be hanging out, whatever." He's like, "Oh, do you want to be in the battle royal on Sunday?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to be in the battle royal on Sunday." um, but yeah, I think this was Friday when we took this picture. Um, and we'll go through phases in the wrestling world where we'll have moments where there'll be we'll champion, anytime anyone gets a title, but there'll be times like this where, in a specific area, we'll have multiple championships.
Mhm.
I think there's a different picture. I don't know if you grabbed it, so I'm not going to spoil it.
I
There's a different.
uh,
Go ahead.
I don't think I did, so you can spoil it.
So there was a picture at Action Wrestling that we took for that one wasn't necessarily like a Black Excellence picture, but it was like a Southeastern Champions thing. So there was a show called Southeast First, where it was like a bunch of Southeast promotions on IWTV. Um and at the end of the show, we had like all the champions, posing with their titles. And again, like the majority of us were black. And to the point where the TWE champion, I think his name was Merc, he was like, am I like, and not like in an offensive way. He was genuinely, he's like, am I like allowed to be in this? We're like, yeah, dude, get in here. But so moments like that are super cool
Yeah.
when just 'cause, history and life,
Yeah.
to this day, we're still fighting to be seen as equal. So when people give us the chance to showcase, not only are we equal, but like me, regardless of race, I'm good as fuck. So
Yeah.
like when we get the opportunity to showcase that, it means a lot to us. So the fact that we were all here, we all had our championships on us. We're like, we gotta get a fucking picture. It's like Eric Royal has the action championship right there. Zuka was the AML Future Stars champion. I had the PWF title. I didn't have the DPW title yet, or I would have had it in this picture.
Yeah.
Fucking Shane Taylor back there, and then fucking TDT with the Firestar title. Um, so again, very, very lucky and blessed that I got to be a part of this picture. And then also just shout out to the shirt that I'm wearing. It's a Patrick Scott shirt. Shout out to the biracial king, Patrick
Damn
Scott.
right.
We love you.
Do it
We miss
best.
you. Do it best. We love
The
you.
best.
Amazing. Yeah, great picture. Next picture here.
Damn right.
Man,
Hey
it's
boy.
this is a very timely picture too. So this was last year's PWI. Didn't make it in this year, but um I didn't travel as much and make as much noise because I had a lot of big life changes that kind of took me away from wrestling for a little bit. So I didn't get to make as much not like took me away, but I didn't get to do as much in sort of that evaluation period kind of. But this is still really dope. Just being able to say that I was in at all is
Yeah.
fucking super cool. And it's one of those things that again, I've never been like obviously we all have goals when we first start wrestling. But this is one of those things that I just never really thought about because it's just so crazy to fathom like it
Mm.
even being a real thing. Um so again, I'm very much I'm just happy to be here and I'm happy to
Mm.
be involved type of guy. So when I wasn't really hoping for shit. I know some people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking recommend you or whatever the fuck, blah 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 blah." Seeing my name pop up and seeing people send it to me and like tag me in the pictures, and it's like you guys were like, congratulations to like our former guest that
Mm.
fucking got featured this year. Uh Again, so fucking cool. Um and very lucky to have the opportunity to be showcased and stuff like this. I'm getting it next year. I'm fucking getting in there
Yeah.
next year. I'm bound and determined to turn the fuck up and take over the country, take over the world, really. So next year I'm getting back in there. Especially because there's a lot of people who are some of my best friends and people that not necessarily compare myself to, but are sort of like the standard
Yeah.
for people in the area that I have wrestled before or that I take inspiration from. And so that's another driving force of like,
Yeah.
okay, they were in there this year. I know I can be. So
Yeah.
next year for sure.
Shout out Javon Evans, like 96. Unreal.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Insane, bro. Insane.
Top
And I'm
100.
Yeah.
exactly, bro. I'm so
Yeah.
happy that the world is finding out what we've all known for
Mm.
years now.
Yeah.
So
And this list kind of makes you realize, because if you think 500, that's like, you think about that's a lot, but like
it's
there are
not.
so many fucking wrestlers out there, like so
there
many.
there's more than there's 1,000+ wrestlers in North Carolina alone.
Yeah.
So like and then you expand it to the whole fucking world,
Yeah.
really. It's like that's crazy.
Yeah. And I think this might be the last one. Yeah, we kind of talked about it already here, but the prestige title for AML.
Hell yeah. So again, when I first got the opportunity to work with AML, it's on Future Stars. Again, I'm very much a live in the moment kind of guy. And I was like, this is super cool. I don't know if this will really go anywhere super crazy, but I'm happy to be here, happy for the opportunity that I've got. Um, I remember at the time there were some people who were like, "Oh, they're like, oh, but you better be careful." I was like, "Why? What are you talking about?" It's like, I see you're fucking working AML Future Stars on Friday and you're working PWX Pure on Sunday. You better be careful. You don't get any heat. I was like, heat for what? like, don't be mad because I don't piss people off. um, uh but yeah, so I was very much just like in the moment, just kind of living it up. And then I take everything that comes as it comes. So it's like, okay, I'm on Future Stars regularly. Type first main roster opportunity. It's like, all right, cool. Kind of bouncing back and forth between both. It's like, hey, I'm happy to do this, happy to be here. Get to the point where I'm just on every show monthly as a main roster guy. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm happy to be there. Whether I'm doing tags with Diego or I'm in a scramble or I'm in a singles match, triple threat, whatever. I'm just happy to be there. Happy to be getting the opportunities that I'm getting. Happy to be able to perform in front of these sometimes fucking massive crowds
Oh yeah.
that they have. I think we were shy of like 2,000 people at the last event that we did. Um, insane, like super insane shit. And like part of that, it's a separate thing, but it's kind of tied together. It's like you being getting to be a part of WrestleCade. Um, fucking me, Colby, and Diego wrestled Fuego del Sol, Allen Angels, and what's that dude's name? I love him. I can't remember his fucking name right now. Jordan Oliver. In a fucking 6-man tag again in front of like fucking 2,000+ people. Like, so being able to do this stuff, I definitely don't take it for granted. The prestige title is one of the only things that where once I kind of realized where I was at, I was like, I think I can do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Especially because like you look at previous prestige champions, it's normally younger guys, but like people that they have faith in and who end up either going on to main event in AML or going on to beyond and do even bigger shit.
Yeah.
So I was very close um sometime last year. I was very close. I had a match for the title. I was winning a bunch of matches and I had a match for the title and I wasn't able to win. Um and I took that blow pretty hard, I'm not going to lie. Just cuz like we try so hard to not doubt ourselves and we try to be confident, but when you get so close to a goal like that, especially when I don't have a lot of major goals, like I have big stuff that I want to do, but they're not normally super specific like that.
Yeah.
So when you get so close to something super specific and you can't fucking do it, it kind of like you kind of have to sit back and it's like, damn, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am, or maybe I'm not ready for this thing that I want really badly. Whatever. You try different ways to rationalize it. But the way I was able to get past it and keep going is like, you know what? The fact that I was even at in a position to where I was able to challenge for that doesn't even matter. I fucking because I fucking this is what I realized in coming out of that. It's like, bro, you beat Mike Bailey to even get this opportunity to challenge for this fucking title. Like, don't get so hung up on small shit.
Mhm.
I was in a fucking 6-man tag in front of 1,000, or not. I was in a scramble match wrestling one of my best friends in front of 1,000 people, and I pinned one of the best wrestlers in the world to get to this point. So be happy about that. And then, the fact that I stayed hungry and I stayed consistent, I was going to do that regardless. Because at that point, that's just what I adopted as my mindset of I don't care if, whatever happens or not, I'm going to keep being the best version of me. And as long as I know that, I will be satisfied. And thankfully, people will take notice of that when you adopt that mindset.
Yeah.
So, I was given another opportunity and I was finally able to get the job done. And like we already said, now I got an even bigger opportunity coming up. Is my first defense of the title. Because I don't think I've actually defended the title yet. By the time of recording, I won it. Me and Diego had a tag match. No, I haven't defended it yet. So this is my first defense, and it's a fucking big one. So, yeah. This moment was really cool. Again, I was wrestling a lot of cool people. Fucking George South was in there. He fucking pulled out the Jeff Hardy armbands and was doing the fucking Jeff Hardy thing at one point. I had been in a series of scrambles and DLC matches leading up to this, so I think I just kind of gotten the hang of everybody because I had been in a string of them for a few different shows in a row by that point. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking crack this code, damn it. So yeah, super dope picture, super cool moment. I don't remember who said it to me. It might have been one of the Dawsons. No, it was John Schuyler. John Schuyler was like, man, I wish. He's like, and obviously, this doesn't make sense, but he's like, I wish you could have been in the crowd to see you win the title. He's like, people are fucking high-fiving and fucking jumping out of their seats like you're at like a real sports event when you got the 3. And I was like, fuck, dude, that's so cool. So yeah.
I think that might be our last picture. Yes, it is. So we'll play the outro and then hop right back into the show.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
I turn my camera on.
All right, that was Take the Pictures, an elongated version of what we usually do. Let's get into the speed round. Trey and I are gonna bounce random questions off of you that we have not thought of. And first question here: you're wrongfully convicted for murder. You're on death row.
All right.
Your appeals didn't go through. Your time is coming to an end. They ask you, what do you want for your last meal? What are you saying?
Bro, this is so weird because someone's asked me this recently and I had the same answer. I'm fucking get me some fucking Kickback Jacks. Get
Damn
me a
right.
fucking American cheeseburger. Give me their spinach artichoke dip. Give me their Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. Give me their big strawberry mango bucket of rum. Some of their barbecue chicken wings, and I'm ready to rock. I'm going out happy about that point.
I don't think I could have prepared myself for that answer. Not that it's a bad one, but Kickback was not.
Kickback Jacks might be my favorite restaurant currently.
I'm
which,
pretty
like,
sure it is.
the closest one to me is an hour away. Which I'm totally happy doing that. I don't care.
Where is it at? It's with me. It's
It's
with
with
me.
Trey, so I gotta, and then I look like a piece of shit if I go all the way out there and don't be like, "Hey Trey, I'm going to Kickback Jacks." Like, I would want to hang out with Trey anyways, but I especially look like a piece of shit if they find out later that I was out there. They're like, "Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy about you."
Yeah. You do.
Good answer. Trey, your question.
Dylan or Tenchi?
In what context?
Who's your favorite?
Who's
The
my
ping
favorite?
pong ball. Ping pong ball.
Do I have to choose?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Man, that's a tough question. I
No,
have
it's not.
loves and gripes with both of those little baby boys. Um, if I had to choose, I'm currently gonna say Tenchi because Dylan turned on Tenchi, you rat bastard!
This
How dare
motherfucker.
you?
This
How
motherfucker.
fucking dare you?
Amazing. Coming home from, I don't remember. I think it might have been a Firestar show, but somehow the cookout in Mebane, I ended up behind you guys in the cookout drive-through. So, what is your order when you go to cookout? Um,
So, that's a loaded question that I kind of don't have an answer for, only because, and this is very funny, especially back when I was working DPW a lot. Um, all these guys are coming in from, not in the state and they don't have a cookout.
Yeah.
So for them, it's like almost like a rite of passage to go to cookout while they're in the area. I have had a cookout 5 minutes from me since I was in high school. So I change my order every time I go because I've had everything on the menu by this point. So I genuinely get something different every time I go.
So if you
Because
were to go right now, what would you
if I go
order?
right now, if I were to
Yeah.
go right now, if I were to go right now, I'd probably get spicy chicken sandwich tray, uh, uh, with fries and a corn dog and 2 sides of nuggets because their nuggets are bomb.
Trey, do you have an answer for that?
I would get a big double burger, Western style, with a Cajun chicken wrap and Cajun fries, and a large pink lemonade, no ice.
Ooh, oh, you
Can we talk
fancy,
about
huh?
pink lemonade for a moment? Because I've done research on this, and I like there's a difference between lemonade and pink lemonade, but
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
one seems to know exactly what it is.
What is the difference?
I don't know. I
Okay.
still don't know. Like yeah,
Pink
I've
lemonade. Pink lemonade hits way harder. Like
yeah,
it's
It do.
yeah.
It really do. Like if strawberry lemonade is not available, pink lemonade all day. Like,
Right. And that's crazy that strawberry lemonade and pink lemonade are also different.
yeah,
And I
but
I
they feel
can't
like the same
describe
thing.
why.
yeah.
They're not the same thing.
If you know what pink lemonade is, drop a comment or just message us all in a group chat so we can all know at the same time.
So we'll be in a group chat, and then me, Bo, and Christian will be in a group chat. So we just 2 different pods of group chats.
Oh,
So
Oh God.
MLW calls you tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey, you, Satoshi Kojima, you get a heavyweight title match, and you get a partner if you're choosing in a tag team title match. You have to shave your dreads because we have Calvin Takeman, and you can't also have dreads. Would you do it?
Damn. Honestly, and then all right, I'm about to get like a slightly deep and like philosophical in this for honestly, I'd say no because my dreads are so much a factor of me as a wrestler and me as a person at this point that I genuinely could not imagine myself without them. Like even if I just had it like shorter, like I'm so linked with these fucking ropes attached to my head.
I'm aware.
And also that's definitely like a super huge opportunity, but I wouldn't want to risk I wouldn't be willing to give up something that I'm so attached to just to get it. Especially because I have so many other things outside of wrestling that I know I can succeed in at this point. So I'd be fucking heartbroken, but I would have to say, I'd have to give a very begrudged no.
I knew it was no, but I just wanted to see.
So let's say somebody calls you and says, "Hey, we've got Trey hostage. We're gonna kill him unless you cut off your dreads."
All right, see, someone's life at stake is a different thing. I'll cut the dreads for someone's life. I could grow them
No.
back.
Is
But
there
Keep
if
any,
it's
dreads,
just,
though. It's fine.
is there
not
any what?
everybody's life though, right?
It depends. Most people. Look, look. If it's just some stranger, I'm gonna be like, I need proof, and I also need more information on this person because I could accidentally be saving a piece of shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not giving them my dreads for some piece of shit.
Yeah.
But if it's someone I know personally, then I'm cutting the hair.
I'm gonna pause this real quick so I can pose another question. All right, we're back. If you want to know what we talked about, you've got to subscribe to OnlyFans.
Yes, sir.
So I think that about wraps it up for the speed round. You've been very generous with your time tonight. We're coming up on an hour and a half, which is just pretty long as far as this podcast goes, in a good way and not in a bad way.
I feel like all my episodes are long. That's just because I be yapping. That's all right.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's been perfect. I'm trying to like pose a nice like ponderous question. I don't even know if that's a word.
If it's not a word, it should be. I like it.
Yeah. So, how much would you charge for a foot pick?
Oh man. Well, it depends on it depends on like, how much work has to go into it. If they just want, just like literally just like, whatever raw dog, probably I'd say 50, but like if they want it like done up or like, anything specific, then like, we gotta lay out a price chart for that, for sure. But like, just like whatever, just average, just go ahead and just snap a flick. That's $50 right there on the spot. 100 if you come at me sideways.
You got a little bit of a tooth.
I like your energy when you was asking for this, so I'm charging you more.
Charging you double.
I got
please.
a $50 excess charge for emotional damages. You know what I mean?
$10 a toe. All right. Well, this has been very fun. I appreciate you coming back on. I'm super excited to see your growth since the last time we had you on. I'm glad that we could have Trey on with you because you guys have a bond that's made this even more fun.
I know how cameras work.
Thank you. Yeah. Where can everybody find you? How can people give you money? I guess that's how can people support you?
So let me get this big one out of the way. Or when is this coming out? It's fine.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. All right, it don't
That should
matter.
be good time.
I'll go ahead and talk about it. So this is already going to air by the time this is coming. Or this is already going to have happened by the time this comes out. But this still might be relevant news. So I'm a part of the Goon Squad. It is a it's hard to describe what the Goon Squad is. It is a content team and also a wrestling group that Trey is also a part of. This Friday we have a 24-hour live stream coming up to help raise money to put on a wrestling show. Like I said, the live stream was already happened by the time this is going to come out. But
I'll put this out beforehand. I'll post.
oh yeah, tight. So yeah, so this Friday we have a 24-hour live stream coming up. We're raising money to put on a wrestling show. That'd be dope. Just like spreading the word. That's genuinely the most we can ask of people is just help spread the word. We think it's going to be dope. We think it's going to be fun. Both the show that we have in mind and the live stream. We have a lot of stuff planned. We think it's going to be really dope. Trey is going to be a part of both things. There's a little teaser I can say. Trey will be a part of both things. So yeah, that'd be dope. That'll be on our buddy Tyler's Twitch at Tyler El Guapo or twitch.tv/Tyler El Guapo. Outside of that, just casually where you can find me. You can find me on Twitch pretty often. I'm streaming right after this. At twitch.tv/dreadlocked. That's DREDLOCKD. You can find most of my merch at bojackmerch.com. You can find some Goon Squad merch, which is there's a bunch of us. But I have some shirts on goonsquadpw.com. That's our official merch site. Find me on YouTube at Bojack Official or Dreadlocked Media. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you type in Bojack Official, I should be one of the first things that pops up. Yeah, I'm just out here trying to conquer everything I can.
And last question: how does one become a member of the Goon Squad?
It is a long and arduous process that I cannot talk about on camera.
Okay.
Trey has had to do many dastardly dark things that we cannot discuss for legal reasons on
I
camera.
enjoyed all of it.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Who do you think you are? I am.
I warm it up like Kane in his prime. Fuck with us, you insane in the mind. You cowards way out of line. Money talk, boy, you wasting my time. You don't wanna put the work in, you just wanna taste of the shine. We'll talk, so it's hard to trust. I'm in it for the long ride, like I drive a chartered bus. Scars and blood from the deadly bars I bust. And all we trust, the army body bombs or bust. Log about it, naysayer, you can hardly doubt it. Who's the best, who's the worst? We can argue hours. 1 and 2 soldier.
I just noticed that one picture of me with the glasses.